What's good, YouTube? It's Mark here from NxtLvLTech and Android TV.tips. And yes, it has been a minute since I've made a video. A couple reasons, some personal changes going on. And in the mix of doing so, I actually broke my wrist. So my hand is actually in a cast. If you guys have been following the Beyond the Streams podcast, you'll see that the cast is big and blue, and I'll be wearing it for 6 weeks. So it is difficult for me right now to actually make content, to edit content. So I apologize for the lack of content as well as for the editing that's going to be going to the videos, because it is very difficult for me to edit these videos with a broken wrist. That being said, today is a very special day. Today we have the announcement of the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max. So I thought we would dive right into it. I'll give you a little bit of my viewpoints, and I'll let you know who this stick is for. Is it for you? Let's find out. So we'll jump in here. We can see that it is starting off at $54.99 if you are in the US. Introducing Fire TV Stick 4K Max streaming device, Wi-Fi 6, Alexa voice remote included with TV controls. Now, it says that it's their most powerful streaming stick, 40% more powerful than the Fire TV Stick 4K, with faster app starts and more fluid navigation. Supports for next-gen Wi-Fi 6. Enjoy a smoother 4K streaming across multiple Wi-Fi 6 devices. Do more with your smart home with the ability to view the front door camera without stopping your show using the live view picture-in-picture. You simply ask the voice assistant to check the time or weather or dim the lights. You can do a lot more with smart home networking with this device, which previous features like the picture-in-picture was only available on devices like the Cube. Now, it says you can also game on fluid gameplay and fast rendering graphics with a 750 MHz GPU. It's actually running the same graphics processor as the previous gen 4K Fire Stick, but it is running an overclock of about 100 MHz. So I'm going to go over a couple of these points in a little bit more detail. So it says that it's going to be approximately 40% faster. Now, I believe that, hardware-wise, spec-wise, this makes sense. However, we also have to keep in mind, statistically, percentage increases and what you actually feel when you're navigating the device doesn't always line up. For instance, Tegra X1 Plus, when that was released, it was said to be 25% faster than the Tegra X1 in regards to the NVIDIA Shield, and most users reported that it only felt about 10% faster. Irregardless, faster is faster. Now, this is running higher CPU, or a newer CPU at MediaTek than the previous 4K one, and it does have about 100 megahertz faster in regards to performance. But the 40% increase is not just in regards to the CPU or the GPU overclock. The 40% faster is actually an amalgamation of a newer operating system, both when it comes to the Android operating system 9 as well as the Fire OS 7. We noticed that with the previous devices like the Fire Stick Lite and the Fire TV Stick 3rd generation, these devices, even though with 8 gigs of internal storage, once being able to be put with Android 9 and Fire OS 7, they actually used less space out of the box. So I do believe that when we get these devices in our hand, we'll notice that we'll have more onboard storage than the previous 4K Fire Stick because of the OS and the UI optimizations. Now, this is coming with a bunch of new features, which are, I think, a great bang for the buck for the $5 increase. Wi-Fi 6 is great. It's great for low latencies, and with Amazon pushing Luna more, I think that this is going to be a great improvement when it comes to cloud-based gaming. Not only that, but this is also coming with HDMI 2.1, which also has low latency HDMI, and low latency is key for cloud-based gaming. All right, so if we scroll down here, you can see that they have a nice little chart, and it shows you that the previous sticks, they don't have the Wi-Fi 6 support, of course. You can see this also comes with the live view picture-in-picture, so if you're using the Ring doorbell or whatnot, you'll be able to get that. And you can see previously it was just from the Fire TV Cube. Now the storage is still the 8 gigs. However, I do want to bet that you're going to have more onboard storage than you get on the 4K Fire Stick. You get 2 gigs of RAM. Now, some people might say that with 2 gigs of RAM, only 500 megabytes more than the previous generation, you're not going to notice that much of a difference. Now, I would challenge that and say, There was a huge difference that we saw, and it was very impressive when they came out with the Fire TV Stick Lite and the Fire TV Stick 3rd generation. It's very impressive what they were able to accomplish with 1 gigabyte of onboard RAM, as well as the optimizations that came with the operating system on the Android side and the Fire TV side. So I am going to be looking forward to seeing how this increase in RAM actually performs. So this is where you can see down here below with the quad core processor. It is about 100 megahertz faster than the previous gen and 100 megahertz faster when it comes to the GPU. Now, the difference between the performance in regards to the GPU is only about 50 megahertz from the 4K Max and the Fire TV Cube, which in my opinion is negligible. Like, you're not going to notice 50 megahertz in difference, especially when you're doing cloud-based gaming. Cloud-based gaming, most of the processing power is actually done in the cloud, not actually on the device. Technical details, so you can see down here, and I believe it's right along here where it says there is an auto low latency mode, which is included in the HDMI 2.1 standard. Fantastic. It's going to be great for cloud-based gaming. I think this is going to be one of Amazon's best devices when it comes to cloud-based gaming. Now, we also need to understand that this device, unlike the previous 4K Firestick, is going to be more compatible when adding additional storage. So if you're someone that likes to tinker, like to add on additional storage, it is a lot easier to do it on this device than it is on the previous 4K Firestick. It's a very similar process, like if you were doing it on the Fire TV Stick Lite or Fire TV Stick 3rd generation or the Cube. Same process. Now, I also want to point out that these are announced as of today, but they are a pre-order and they're officially released on October the 7th. Now, pay close attention, guys. There are different bundles. Now, these bundles are very, very interesting. So you can see this accessory bundle for $87.97 is coming with a remote control cover, which is glow in the dark, as well as, I'm going to call this Amazon's flux capacitor. And what this does is it allows you, let me click on it here, it allows you to run the power directly from any USB port that could be running right from your TV. In the past, we have always instructed everybody to always power your device from an outlet or a power bar, never run it from a USB port in a TV, because the issue is a lot of times the USB ports in your TV does not provide sufficient power at all cases when using the device. In certain scenarios, for instance, when the Amazon Fire TV sticks are doing an update, it does use more power, and sometimes it can brick your device if it has non-sufficient power, let's say. So I have seen devices be bricked because of insufficient power being supplied to the devices. So with Amazon's flux capacitor, it helps regulate the power. When it's not using very much, it stores it in the flux capacitor, and when it needs more, the flux capacitor will supply more to the Fire TV device. This is great. It declutters your entertainment unit, and you no longer need cables running all over the place. It's a really clean look. It's fantastic. It's the first time we're really officially seeing this from Amazon. There's been devices in the past, but it's great to get something officially from Amazon. Fantastic. Now, there is another bundle as well, and this one's coming with the Luna controller. This is fantastic, guys. $100, you're getting the 4K Firestick Max, as well as the Luna controller. Now, I do also want to point out that Amazon Luna Prime members play for free. Unlimited gameplay on 4 games through September the 15th. If you're not a Prime member, you can start a 30-day free trial for Prime. And once you start the free trial for Prime, then you would get, the free access until September the 15th for Luna. And I challenge everybody right now. There's a lot of people that are naysayers when it comes to cloud-based gaming, but I really challenge you guys to test it out. And I believe that even if it's not up to 100% your standards compared to your local gaming, that you'll understand what it's all about and understand that there is a future when it comes to cloud-based gaming. We also need to understand that Amazon owns Luna, but Amazon also owns Twitch. And it only makes sense as a business move to get cloud-based gaming into as many people's homes as possible. And with a device like this, bringing down the price for entry as well as the latencies, you're going to have an awesome bundle that is going to be future-proof when it comes to all the improvements that are coming down the line for cloud-based gaming. I'm super excited for this, guys. So those are some of the bundles that are available for the 4K device. Now, I do also want to mention that these bundles, they are shipping separately from Amazon. So for instance, if you order the Accessory Essentials bundle, even though the 4K Firestick Max in this bundle is not released until October the 7th, they're shipped as two different items. So you'll receive your Essentials Bundle accessory package, usually within 2 or 3 days, depending on your accessibility to Amazon shipping. And then when the actual 4K Fire TV Stick Max is available on the 7th, it'll be shipped out to you. So that's kind of cool. I also want to mention that the flux capacitor is backwards compatible, so it will work on all of your other Fire TV devices. That being said, a lot of people have asked, is the new Fire TV Stick 4K Max going to be USB-C? And the answer to that is no. It is going to be micro USB, just like all of the other Fire Sticks. So if you are going to be extending it, you're going to be looking at an Ethernet adapter with max speeds around 400 megabytes a second. But let's be honest, guys, that's more than enough speed to do anything you want to do on these devices. So yeah, let's go over. I also wanted to show something else in regards to Luna that I thought was really, really interesting. But before I do so, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, that like, and subscribe. It's been an awesome journey going over all these streaming news, stories, devices, and applications with you guys over the past, I would say, over 4 years since I've been on this platform. And, you know, without your support, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I do. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, that like, and subscribe, and share the videos if you can. So going down this link here, you can actually see Luna's cloud gaming service is getting a big change to take on Microsoft. I'm not going to bore you with the whole article, but if you scroll down a bit here, it actually says that the most interesting addition to Luna, which is just about a year old, is Luna's new couch feature. The option lets gamers play traditional local cooperative and multiplayer games that you need to play with friends in person using a single system online. The idea is genuinely a solid one, since there are a number of great local cooperative games that don't offer online play, making it impossible to play with friends or relatives who don't live nearby. What's more, Amazon says that the people you play with won't need to have a Luna subscription. You'll simply be able to send them an invite in the form of a code that they would redeem, and they would enter it into the Luna app on a supported device, and it's a pretty ingenious idea or addition to the service. Awesome, guys. So, you know, games that locally you would need to have people there to play, this is breathing new life into it, allowing people to play local games that are not actually local, and they don't have to pay for the actual game to play with you. You know, this is breaking so many barriers. It's breaking a location barrier. It's breaking a financial barrier. People that you would love to play with but don't have a system now have the entry of a cloud-based app, and they don't have to pay for the game, and they can join you on your adventures. This is really, really awesome, guys. I'm super excited. Now, time for a little bit of speculation. The 4K Fire Stick was originally released in October the 31st, 2019. The second gen Fire TV Cube was actually released in 2020, October 10th. Now, I think because of what we're seeing, now I'm going to go back to Amazon and I'm going to show you this. But let's go back over to that chart here where this is the 4K Fire Stick. All right, so you can see that the Cube is actually on a $25 sale right now. So I'd ask you guys, as a business marketing move, if you come out with your latest and greatest streaming device for your sticks, does it make sense to put your Cube on sale? And for me, logically, it doesn't make sense unless I'm coming out with another device. And I still think that as we get closer to Halloween, that we might hear an announcement about the Cube. Now, this is speculation, but to me, it doesn't make sense to have the Fire TV Cube on sale when we're releasing bundles and standalone devices with Wi-Fi 6 and all that kind of good stuff. Why would you have your flagship on sale competing with the launch of a brand new product? But that being said, Amazon has been notorious for having its devices on sale for more time than is actually not. And really interestingly enough, you can actually save an additional 20% when you trade in devices. Again, guys, this is another speculation, but I would say we could possibly see a Cube, a new Cube, a 2021 Cube that could be announced before the second week of November, the latest, hopefully by October 31st. So let's take it back. And I know I said in the beginning of this video, I'd let you guys know who this 4K Fire TV Stick Max is for. But in order to do that, you guys have to answer a couple questions for yourself. We have to also understand that the 4K Fire TV Stick Max is only $5 more than the retail price of the 4K Fire TV Stick, which is still a more than capable device. Now, if price is your only concern, there are a lot of options, including the Fire TV Stick Lite, the Fire TV Stick 3rd generation, the 4K Fire Stick, which is all a great option and perform more than satisfactory no matter what you throw at it. It will perform and get the job done. Now, if price isn't really an issue and you don't really mind, now, I'm not talking about a significant upgrade, guys. This is a $55 device. But when it comes to retail and the 4K stick compared to the 4K Max, retail prices at a $5 difference, you just got to answer this one question. At a $5 difference, are you finding value in lower latency HDMI, on better cloud gaming performance, on better Wi-Fi performance, on better RAM, on a faster CPU, smoother navigation, and a better smart home experience? If you can find value out of those things and the $5 that you spent for it, then this device is definitely for you. But if none of that stuff is of interest to you, then there are a lot of great devices that are cheaper that Amazon does offer. Personally, I think that it's a great device. I will be purchasing it myself, and I will be doing a review once it comes in on October the 7th. So make sure you look forward to that. I hope that I'm going to see you guys real soon in the Telegram group, and let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate your feedback. Appreciate your support. It's been Mark from NxtLvLTech, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.